Good afternoon, everybody. Today is May 15th, 2022. This is the third update video that I do once a week of the window boxes that are planted up with the Supertunias. So as you can see, here's the first box again, which has the Supertunia Vista Bubblegum. And it's definitely by far, compared to all the other boxes, growing the most aggressively. Part of the reason is because I got these from a greenhouse. The rest came from the internet, so I had to have them mailed to me. And these ones were already growing pretty well before I planted them, because they were already growing at the greenhouse compared to the other ones that I had to have shipped over to me. So, as you can see, there's just an immense amount of growth happening, and all these little flower buds I haven't even, there must be several hundred of them. You can see them everywhere. As you can see, they're growing up the window. They're starting to spill over, as you can see. Definitely impressed with how quick they're growing. Now, if I come over here, here's the Jazzberry, which, like the Fuchsia, is not growing as aggressively. I'm not sure why, but I've noticed that they're starting to mound up more instead of legging out. So, I mean, they look healthy. They're just definitely not like the bubblegums. So here's Jazzberry, and here's Fuchsia. And this one Fuchsia here is the only one that hasn't popped a flower yet. So everything else has flowered. As you can see over here, the Paradise has just exploded in growth. Last week there were no flowers on it. So we'll go down there and take a look at that one. And here's another look, the Jazzberry, Supertunia Vista Fuchsia. And then there goes the Paradise, which has a more deeper red color than the Fuchsia. And last week there were no flowers on it, so this is definitely growing more identical to the bubblegum. This seems to be the second most aggressive of all of them. Obviously the bubblegums over there, you can see them, they're just definitely spilling over. But over here as well, you could see them starting to spill over. A lot of flowers still have to come up everywhere, as you can see. And just like the bubblegums, they're starting to grow up the windows as well. It's definitely a nice red flower. And then over here, lastly, is the Silverberry Vista. And this actually has more flowers than the Paradise currently. Not growing as aggressively, but just starting to leg over the ledge of the window box. Remember, there's three plants in the small ones, 6 plants in the big ones. So here's more of the silver white flowers that they have. And as you can see, a bunch are gonna pop up everywhere. I'm assuming that by Memorial Day, there's gonna be a lot of flowers everywhere, which will be exciting. So there's Silverberry, Paradise, Fuchsia, with only one that's grown over the side, Jazzberry, and these ones seem to be more mounding on top and growing taller than pouring over, but I think it's just because they're still, new in the growing season. And the bubblegums, I said, I bought them from a greenhouse locally. Everything else here was shipped in the mail from Michigan. So, they had to make it across the country to come here. And a lot of them did look a little shabby when they showed up, but that's how it is when you order, a living thing from the internet. And then coming back here, as you can see, there's pretty much no competition when it comes to how these grow. I fertilized them yesterday. I fertilize them once per week now on the weekends. I know as it gets hotter in the growing season, you know, definitely late June, I'll probably start fertilizing them once every 5 days or so. But it takes a long time to fertilize everything, so I like to do it on a weekend. I'm gonna probably start watering every 2 days from now on. It's still not hot every day. In fact, the last week or maybe 10 days was a lot of cloudy weather. And so anyway, that'll be it for this week's video. See you again next week.